Hello everyone and welcome back to IMO Reviews, and today we are discussing A Quiet Place, Day 1. I had absolutely zero interest in checking this movie out, if I'm being honest with you. I thought the first Quiet Place movie kind of sucked. I know, people absolutely love that movie and swear by it. And don't get me wrong, the first time I saw it in the cinema, I too was very much swept up in the hype, eating my popcorn as silently as possible. And in that hype, I waited for the film to come out on DVD, and I finally picked it up, brought it home, watched it again, and reality struck. It did not have the same effect whatsoever. Unless you have the lights off and other people around you in that cinema setting, that quiet factor just does not work, I'm afraid. At least not for me, I should say. I also have a lot of problems with the logistics of that movie. It straight up just defeats its own rules that it makes for itself. These monsters are so sensitive to sound that you would struggle to open a tin of beans, but they don't go near the really loud and excessively constant waterfalls. Makes perfect sense. But to its credit, it does have a gimmick, and for what it is, it works to some degree. The second movie, holy shit, was that bad. I barely remember it. It was so nothingy that I just can't come together with what the story even was. Again, like the first one, I mostly just remember all the illogical things that happened. Like Jimon Honsu having a random community that can make noise and stuff, and yet the monsters don't attack until they just conveniently do. So now we're at the third one, and this time it's a prequel, and we're going back to the first day of the invasion, because we really are running out of ideas. And what I will say, to some credit for A Quiet Place Day 1, because I think I've made it quite evident that I'm not interested or impressed, I really appreciated the fact that we actually stepped away from the whole Emily Blunt family situation. There are more people in the world than just Emily Blunt and her deaf children. I would like to see how other people handled this scenario. That is a refreshing aspect here, that you can wipe the slate clean and you can have new, interesting and better characters. It's just a shame that we don't get them here. Lupita Nyong'o, I really like her as an actress. I think she's fantastic, and I don't actually think she does a bad job here. It is the writing of her character. I think they are trying to make her be quirky and funny and cool and relatable, and instead they manage to achieve the complete opposite of any of that. She is very unlikable, she is very hard to relate to, she is exceptionally hard to understand. Her aims, her character goals are dumb as sin. I think the writers thought it was funny, but it just isn't. It just reeks of being lazy. I personally much preferred Joseph Quinn of the two characters. He seemed a little bit more grounded and something a little bit more relatable about him, but they do unfortunately have the gimmick of introducing an animal, just like Argyle did. You have to have a cat. And again, logistically, it makes no sense. This is exactly what I'm going to remember this movie for, the logistical problems of how the hell did this cat just always understand the assignment. Every time that cat needed to be quiet, he was quiet. The most well-behaved cat on planet Earth. And if I know cats the way I know cats, the one thing they don't do is do as they're told or behave. They are self-righteous, arrogant, obnoxious little pricks. But we love them because they're cute. If any of this was played out logistically, that cat would be a one-way ticket to hell. But we don't care about logistics, so let's just do whatever, why don't we? And in doing whatever, why don't we just do what we've done before and achieve absolutely nothing new or original? Because, yep, it's more of the same. In fact, I actually read someone's Letterboxd review which just nailed it perfectly for me. One sentence review, and it just said, more of the same, this time with a cat. Yep, that is it. I mean, I just don't really know what the point was. We didn't learn anything new about the monsters, we didn't really learn anything new about the setup for the previous family, there weren't any canonical tie-ins or anything like that. There just isn't anything to come home with except for, yep, it's another movie in that gimmicky world where you have to be quiet, but actually sometimes you don't have to be. And all of those illogical processes still continue. In this one, they just sort of cheat. There are times where they just talk. I'll give some credit to the second movie. They do at least have the whole gas chamber excuse. But here, no, it's like you just go to a basement and you'll be fine. You can just whisper and talk. Even though in the first one, we literally made it abundantly clear the whole sign language thing was kind of vital for survival. It's all just so selective as to when they want the rules to apply or when they don't. And now that we know what these monsters look like and what they're all about and what they want, personally, it's just removed all of the fear factor of them. In that first one, they're genuinely quite creepy and you want to know what's going on and how they work, but the second you get the answers, just removes any of that. I know what they are, I know what they want, I know how to deal with them. Hold your breath, pick up a stone, throw it over there, hopefully they'll follow it. I've played Last of Us, I know how to deal with clickers. Same thing really. So I went in with low expectations, and unfortunately the film just about met them really. And I'm going to give A Quiet Place Day 1 a 3 out of 10. Thank you for watching this review. Please be sure to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and please do hit the comment section as well. Have you seen A Quiet Place Day 1? What did you think about it? Let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you haven't had enough of this crazy ginger, we can always click on these suggested videos right here and get yourself lost in an IMO wormhole. But if not, take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.